Welcome to Casense.
If you've ever sat through a roadmap planning meeting, you know how quickly it can devolve. Too often, the feature that gets built isn't the most valuable one. It's the one backed by the loudest voice in the room, or the flashy idea that catches a stakeholder's eye. To stop those endless arguments, the product team at Intercom created a framework called RICE. It takes those messy debates and translates them into a clear, mathematically defensible ranking. Before you can use it, you need to establish one strict rule. Every feature you evaluate has to serve the exact same overarching business goal. Without a single standardized goal, you are comparing apples to oranges. Any mathematical score you generate from that kind of mixed bag is going to be completely meaningless. Let's see this in action by looking at a fictional budgeting app called Finlo. The team has 3 competing features fighting for a spot in the next sprint: a new dark mode, automated bill reminders, and a crypto tracking dashboard. To sort these out, we start with the R in RICE, which stands for reach. This is simply the volume of people or events a feature will affect in a set time period, like a quarter. Dark mode will reach 8,000 users, bill reminders will reach 3,000, and crypto tracking will reach 2,000. You cannot rely on wild guesses here. To get a useful output, you need to pull real historical data or analytics to back up these numbers. Next up is I for impact. This table shows the strict scoring scale used to measure how much a feature affects the individual user. You score it from a 3 for massive impact, down through high, medium, low, and a quarter point for minimal impact. Returning to our spreadsheet, we apply that scale. Dark mode gets a low impact score of 0.5. Bill reminders, however, earns a high score of 2 because it directly helps users manage their personal finances. Crypto tracking gets a medium score of 1. Notice how dark mode has the highest reach, but a very low impact. High reach alone doesn't generate value if the effect on each user is superficial. That brings us to C, or confidence. This table outlines the honesty check required for your estimates. You score your confidence in your own data as either 100% for high, 80% for medium, or 50% for a low confidence moonshot. Back on the Finlo board, dark mode is a known entity, so we give it 100%. Bill reminders gets 80%. But the crypto feature is an exciting, unproven moonshot. We score it at 50%, which applies a heavy penalty to its overall value. Finally, E stands for effort. This is simply an estimate of the total cross-team workload required to build the feature, measured in person months. Effort is the only variable in the framework that reduces your score. Because of this, you have to avoid intentionally lowballing your estimates just to push a favorite project through. Both dark mode and bill reminders will take about 2 person months of effort. The crypto feature, however, is highly complex and will cost the team 5 person months to complete. An idea's theoretical appeal must survive the friction of its actual development cost and the team's uncertainty. This brings us to the final calculation. As this formula shows, we multiply the 3 positive factors, reach, impact, and confidence, and then divide that total by our negative factor, effort. Let's run the numbers for Finlo. For dark mode, we multiply 8,000 by 0.5 and 100%, then divide by 2. That yields a moderate final score of 2,000, limited by its low impact. Next, bill reminders. We multiply 3,000 by 2 and 80%, then divide by 2. It generates a score of 2,400, driven by its strong user impact and manageable effort. Finally, crypto tracking. 2,000 times 1 times 50%, divided by a massive 5 person months of effort. It scores a 200. The high cost and low confidence significantly lower the score of this flashy idea. When we reorder the list based on this new math, the winner becomes obvious. Bill reminders takes the #1 priority slot, beating out both the broader dark mode update and the unproven crypto project. This system ensures you maximize the impact achieved for every unit of work invested, providing a clear path through the distractions of raw volume or excitement. Using these 4 variables provides a mathematically backed priority list, effectively ending debates based on personal opinion. But there is a crucial caveat to keep in mind here. Your RICE score is a highly effective baseline, but it is not gospel. you still have to layer human managerial judgment on top of the final numbers. Sometimes nuanced business contexts, like an upcoming partnership or a shift in the market, will require you to overrule the math. Even so, Rice gives you a solid foundation. The next time you walk into a stakeholder meeting and have to say no to a pet project, you won't be relying on your gut. You'll have the exact math you need to definitively defend your strategy.